The Texas housing market is quickly cooling off, but as CBS 11 I-Team data analysis found, in many North Texas neighborhoods, it remains hot for investors. Investigative reporter Brian New joins us tonight from the North Side Fort Worth neighborhood with which areas investors have their eyes on.
In the past 18 months, half of all homes sold in this neighborhood went to investors, many of them large corporate investors who swooped in with all cash offers. Investors play a vital role in revitalizing these neighborhoods, but it often comes at a cost. When her family moved to this East Fort Worth neighborhood nearly 25 years ago, few wanted to live here. But for the past 2 years,
phone calls, mail.
Diane Martinez has been bombarded with offers from investors. You were getting 3 to 5 calls every day, people wanting to buy your house?
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, okay, where's the for sale sign? Like, that's like, we're really wondering, where is it? Because I don't see it anywhere.
When investors ask, Martinez's answer is no. But for many of her neighbors, the answer has been yes. According to data from the real estate research firm CoreLogic, last year 58% of single-family homes sold in this East Fort Worth neighborhood were bought by investors. Many are now tearing down old homes, replacing them with newer, more expensive ones. Home values as a result have soared, so has rent and property taxes.
Kind of like the survival of the fittest of who's going to be here.
In a typical housing market, investor buyers account for 10 to 15% of all home sales. But when the CBS 11 I-Team analyzed the real estate data, we found in 21 North Texas zip codes last year, more than half of all homes sold went to investors. Among the top 5 targeted neighborhoods was the 75134 zip code in Lancaster, the 76018 zip code in Arlington, and these 3 zip codes just outside downtown Fort Worth. What made these neighborhoods attractive to investors was the price. Last year, when investment activity began picking up, according to Realtor.com, in these 21 zip codes, the average listed price of a home was $213,000.
This is prime time for this to gentrify. Now,
Joe Boston is what the industry considers a mid-size investor. He currently owns 17 properties, many on the east side of Fort Worth. Boston typically buys a property and then flips it. He bought this property as a vacant lot and is now building a new home on it.
I think we're one of the saviors of the communities. A lot of times we're frowned upon because there's profit, a lot of the shows, but we're behind the scenes improving these neighborhoods.
But not everyone sees an influx in investor buyers as a good thing.
One of the reasons housing prices have gotten so out of control is that corporate America sensed an opportunity.
Earlier this year, in a Senate hearing on Capitol Hill, Democratic lawmakers called out large corporate investors for gobbling up homes during the pandemic, especially in minority neighborhoods. Here in North Texas, of the 21 zip codes where investor activity last year was the highest, 20 are in majority black or Hispanic neighborhoods, based on U.S. Census data. Lawmakers testified in some cases homes like these could have gone to first-time home buyers, helping to close the racial home ownership gap. Instead, many are now owned by large corporate investors who will either keep them as rentals or replace them with new homes, then sell them at a much higher price.
So it's a double-edged sword, right? And it always will be, because as you improve these neighborhoods, the prices are just going to go up.
In recent months, home sales have slowed. But according to the latest data from CoreLogic, here in North Texas, investors are still buying nearly 1 out of every 3 homes sold.
For me, it's like where I grew up.
When Diane Martinez looks at her home, she sees her parents. They were the first in their family to become homeowners.
It's something to people, especially if you're first generation.
And that makes it hard to sell. To see the statistical impact of investor buyers in your neighborhood, go to our website, cbsdfw.com, where we have created a map where you can look up your zip code and see how many homes last year were bought by investors. With the I-Team in Fort Worth, Brian New, CBS 11 News.